Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi, good afternoon everyone. The Honorable, our beloved lecturer Saul Umar Abdullah PhD, and all of you my beloved friends. First of all, let's say thanks to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala because with the blessing we will be able to come here to attend today's presentation. So everyone, the presentation today is about staff selection. But before we getting started, I would like to introduce our member group first. We are from Group 5 with me, Muhammad Dimas Saputra as a moderator and the presenter. And they are Salsabila Kamalia, Putri Aulia, Dika Sakina, and Inam Septika as a presenter. So, let's begin our meeting by saying Bismillah together. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Okay, the next session is the presentation session. For the first turn will be given by myself. So, for the first material is introducing to staff selection. And as you can see on the slide, staff selection is a procedure for matching organizational or workplace requirement with the skills and qualification of specific people. This is necessary to know why the position is needed and what duties are needed to undertake it efficiently. So the next slide is a job description. As you can see on the slide, individual job descriptions should be seen as fitting into their fundamental plans, and they in turn will link into the objective of the company. At school level, job description will fulfill this function to the principal, while for the individual it will indicate the text to be accomplished, and even perhaps the priorities to be recorded into individual text. And job description also serve a couple of broader purposes, such as to define tasks undertaken by individuals as a basis for requirement selection and transfer, to indicate the performance level expected, to identify training needed, to help with transfer and promotions, to establish the grades of job, and the last is for allocation and equipment design. The next slide is form of a job description. So as you can see on the slide, there are 9 following things that we need to pay attention to in the form of a job description, such as title of job, location, principal objective of the job, main duties and skill employed, resource managed, working environment, training requirement, career opportunities, and the last one is any special terms and condition service. Thank you. That's all my explanation. The next one is for the second presenter, Putri Aulia. For Putri, time is yours now.
Okay, thank you so much to the moderator. Now I will explain about my slides. For the first one is collecting information. The job description form can be completed simply by the present post holder or by the line manager. Yet, the most effective way is to talk it through together. And within this way, communication at all levels is improved. And the line manager completing a job description form should do the following, such as ask post holder to complete in pencil, discuss fully, asking question to get full details, return one copy and send another copy, revise on change of datis or incumbent, agree the final version, and have a type. And for the next one is defining the qualities required. The job description form stands as a guide to tasks and performance. It should also lead the manager to define the qualities of the person needed to fill the post. And we must know that the person's specification only needs to be written when the job holder change, while the job description will need to be regularly updated. And there's no set format for a person's specification form, but many companies follow the Alec Rogers 7 points plan, which covers the following points. For the first one is cycle, for example, like age, health, and fitness. Second is attainment, for example, like education and experience. Third is intelligence, such as what qualities require. For aptitudes, such as writing skills, mechanical, and etc. Fifth is interest, such as literature, travel, sport, and etc. Sixth is the position, such as cheerful, calm, self-reliant, and etc. And the last is circumstance, for example, like weekend working, travel, car driving, and etc. And for the next one is advertising a post. An advertisement can help future recruitment by enhancing the school's image, whilst the mere fact of advertising a post. And the initial considerations should be the content of the advertisement, such as candidates' both payment to way process, desirable and essential, and timing. Okay, I think that's all for my slides, and I'll give it back to the moderator. Thank you.
Thank you, Putri. The next one is for the third presenter, Intan Septika. For Intan, time is yours now.
Okay, thank you, moderator. I will continue the material today. My material is selecting on paper. Selecting on paper is the initial stage of an applicant in a job. Initially, the company will distribute form containing administrative requirement if someone wants to apply for a job. In other words, applicants must complete the administrative stage of a job application to be able to pass to the next stage, the next material selection interviewing. Selecting on paper stage, which select no more than 6 applicants, these 6 applicants will go through the next stage, namely interview stage. The purpose of this stage is to collect information about applicants, and the information is necessary in order to match what candidates have to offer with what the job requires. In the selection interviewing, there are some things that we can do in the selection interviewing, such as preparation, chairing, stage of interview, question techniques, assessment, and supplementing interviews. Material preparation. As you know, both the interviewer and an interviewed must be prepared before the interview is held. For interviewer, the first one, send the panel information. Before interview, the company must send panel information for the applicants so that the applicants can be prepared themselves to interview. Second one, prepare the question. So the interviewer must be prepared the question that will be asked to the applicants. And the third one, prepare the location of the interview. And the last one, term and condition during the interview. So interviewer also must prepare the term and condition during the interview. It's like don't smoking during the interview maybe, and so on. And the next, preparation for an interview, such as preparing themselves. Applicants must be prepare themselves to appear confident during interview. Second one, prepare the question. So an interviewed must prepare what the question that can asked by the interviewer. The last one, prepare the appearance. Appearance is very important to attract the attention of the interviewer. The next material, chairing. The chairperson's role is crucial and has an important function in determining the course of the interview. The chairperson is the person who guides and controls the panel and plan the approach to the candidate in form of question, and also has to welcome and manage the candidate. Okay, maybe that's all from me. I giving back to the moderator.
Thank you, Intan. The next one is for the fourth presenter, Salsabila Kamalia. For Salsa, time is yours now.
Thank you, moderator. Next, I will explain the material about the stages of an interview. An interview can be conceived of as moving through a number of stages. They are: number 1 is introduction of interviewers and setting down remarks. In this part, chairperson will introduce themselves as well as the member panel. Additionally, it is helpful to have a general remark to settle down the candidate. Number 2 is explaining the form of interview. There should be a clear explanation of how long the interview will last as well as the format of the interview. Number 3 is questioning to obtain information. Number 4 is inviting questions from the candidate. Candidates must be encouraged to ask questions, and also especially if they feel that there is any relevant idea that hasn't been covered yet. Last but not least is the conclusion. Make sure that the candidates are well informed about when and how they will receive the result of their interview. The next material is about questioning techniques. A good question techniques will enable the interviewer and the candidate to exchange information well. Some of them are: the first one is open questions. Questions like who, what, why, and how will allow a freer response on candidate parts. The second one is clarifying question. such as "Could you say that again?" or "Could you give me a little more detail, please?" will help for checking understanding. The third one is extending question, such as "Could you elaborate more on that?" serves identical function. The last but not least is linking questions. Linking questions with one another will show that interviewers has been listening and enable the interviewer to move to other topic. The next material is about assessment. The main focus of the interview is finding the necessary qualities, but evidence collected is easily forgotten, especially if several candidates are examined. For this reason, it is really crucial to record notes and a summary of the interview as soon as the candidate leaves the room. I think that is all for my material. I'll give it back to the moderator.
Thank you, Salsa. The next turn is for the last presenter, Dika Sakina. For Dika, time is yours now.
Thank you, moderator. Alright, I will explain the material about supplementing interviews. Some large organizations like to supplement interviews with a personality, intelligence, or aptitude test, and there are a large number on the market to choose from. If they are used, it is probably better not to look at the results until after conclusions have been reached at the interview. In that way, such tests act as informations and checks. Even if commercially prepared, tests of this type may not be considered by most schools, practical tasks can be used. For instance, to test whether a fluent bilingual secretary can type efficiently. Next, the introduction of new employees. The concern at this stage is to give an introduction, not so much to the job as to the school and the procedures used, which will enable the newcomer to be an effective member of staff as quickly as possible. It is then worth considering whether a mentor needs to be appointed to see the employee unobtrusively through the first week. Many organizations find this good practice and many to have a staff induction manual. Conclusion. Whatever method is used in selection, a good school needs to be clear about the nature of the job and the qualities needed to succeed in the post. It is also important that the selection process is carried out as professionally as possible in order to ensure that nearly round pegs are found for round holes. Thank you. That's all my explanation. I will give it back to the moderator.
Thank you, Dika. Okay, everyone, that's all about our presentation for today. And finally, we are come to the last agenda. I, as a moderator, would like to say thank you for our presenter and your participant. And hopefully this presentation would give benefit for us. And let's end this presentation by saying Hamdalah together. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.